everybody, and welcome back to Stories of the Salt Knights. Oh, yeah. I was about to say Dungeon Boys. We are back after a long hiatus. It's been a while. Just a few things before we really kick it off and start. First and foremost, unfortunately, Miles couldn't join us for this campaign, so we got a new player, Gina. Hey! Are you excited, Gina?
Very excited.
Sounds so excited.
That's my monotone voice.
A couple of other things. I just want to say thank you to Randy with Beast Recordings. He remodeled his entire studio just for the D&D podcast, and that's it, not for anything else, just for us.
Yep, just for the
correct. Also, congratulations on becoming a dad, right? I believe you became a dad since the last time.
Got a 4-month-year-old now.
And you started your guitar pedal company, basically, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Randy's been doing a lot more than the rest of us. Let's get into the game, shall we? All right. The last thing I want to say, just one last thing, is this is a completely new world, homebrewed by myself. So we're kind of just leaving the other world behind. It was someone else's world that I was running a game in. So yeah, this is all a brand new world, brand new story, brand new characters, and let's get into the game.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm nervous. I don't know what the fuck to do. So
my hands are sweating. It's not like you almost forgot our name, or
yeah, it's not. It got started off pretty strong.
You're gonna do great. You're gonna do spectacular.
Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Good question. Copyrights.
I believe in you.
Hopefully I can read this all. Let's do it. Okay, here's the introduction. You guys ready?
Yeah.
The land of Straya has been at peace for almost 2 millennia. The people have learned to come together and support each other under the watchful care and guidance of the Tristar gods through the Tristar Magistrate. It is common knowledge that the Tristar sister gods, Acela, Quara, Euna, and Kalik, sacrificed part of their divinity to raise a mountain range around the land to protect the inhabitants from the rot, a cursed byproduct of a cataclysmic war between the gods that blighted the land and spread like a rotting disease. No one has ever crossed this mountain barrier before. The Tristar sisters maintain this barrier with the energy they receive from prayer and worship. And so, nearly everyone that calls Straya home worships these 4 gods. Another gift granted by the Tristar sisters is a general redistribution of magical energy. Because of this, most of the people of Straya have access to some small amount of magical energy, and know at least a few small spells they can use to help them in their day-to-day lives. The people of Straya are well-balanced and happy. Let's see.
Happy.
So we come into Zeid. Zeid, that's how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Zeid.
Or I guess Zeid.
Zaid?
Or
Zaid. Chris, would you like to describe Zaid for us?
well, Zeid is a Aarakocra, giant bird. He has arms too. Okay. Arms and then wings. So that's how I made him. Point is.
That's what Aarakocra have. Arms and wings.
Yep. Yeah, anyway, he has been pretty much living all his life in the mountain ranges with like a little village at the base of the mountain, a couple clicks away. And he just lives up there with the goats. And so he's learned how to do archery. He's an eldritch knight. But he's gotten a little crazy due to just talking to the goats all day with no other humanoids around him. He sort of is a little bit kind of strange, but boy, is he a powerful one. So people, put up with him.
So what are you? It's a nice warm day in the kind of close to the beginning of spring, actually beginning middle of spring, and where would you say you are on a leisurely day?
On a leisurely day, he'll wake up in his little cave, and he'll just sort of search for worms and bugs and whatnot, picking at the ground, maybe for like 30 minutes. Then he'll go fly out and just like enjoy the sights, make sure his little billy goats are okay.
Okay.
He named them.
So, what's your billy goats' names?
There's Jimmy,
Okay.
and there's Jimothy, and then there's Timothy.
Okay. Which one's the Billy Goat Gruff? Like he's the meanest one.
That would be Jimothy for
Jimothy?
sure.
Jimothy's kind of a little shit.
He's kind of an asshole.
Okay, so you're kind of sitting in a pasture in the up in the mountains, and Jimothy's kind of just like being a little rough Billy Goat. He's just trying to fuck with all the other goats, and you come over and you're trying to like get him to fuck off a little bit, and you finally manage to wrangle the goat and get him to like go off and do his own thing. And as you turn around, there is a figure approaching you from the horizon, and it is you see this tall person wearing this kind of brass-plated full plate armor, and this person has a very nice it's ornate, this ornate like full plate helmet, full plate armor, and then a very long draping red cloak that goes off. I would say most people, actually, no, because of your background, you know what this person is. This is one of the Magistrate Guard.
Oh, God.
It is a very high-ranking and esteemed position in the Strayan army. And this person approaches you. You can see that they have, like, you can see some of their skin through the helmet, kind of see, like, pale skin, but you can't really tell any more than that as this person approaches you. And as they do, they pull out this envelope with a wax seal on it, and you can see the symbol of the magistrate on this wax seal, and he hands it to you. And you break the seal and read it?
I do.
Okay. I'm just gonna read this because I did not write it down on anything to let you read it out loud.
Zeid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Zeta?
No. Zeid.
The note says this: to whom it may concern,
I see.
we recognize you as one of the most capable individuals that Straya has to offer. Your deeds and renown have certainly reached many corners of this land. You and a select few have been handpicked for a mission of divine importance. Should you wish to take the offer, proceed to the location marked on the provided map by the first day of Myrtul, which is Myrtul. The first day of Myrtul is about a week away from today. Once everyone has gathered, someone will be along to collect you. Speak of this to no one and bring only yourself. Horses and other such pack animals will not be able to follow. Prepare yourselves adequately. There will be no opportunities to do so should you accept the mission. We have included this note. We have included with this note a token of magisterial business to pay for any means of transportation you may require to ensure a timely arrival. Make haste. And underneath it, it is signed the Tristar Magistrate. And as you read it, you pull out this coin. It's kind of a weird, it's like partially gold, partially red coin, and it is stamped with the Tristar Magistrate symbol. And the guard just looks at you, and you can kind of tell he's waiting for your approval, basically. He's waiting for you to say, what do you say to this person?
I will squawk and then say yes.
What does the squawk sound like?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Got it. Sounds great.
He hasn't spoken in a while.
What does the Tristar Magistrate symbol look like?
It's kind of it's gone through some changes because it's it's gone through some changes throughout the years, but its current iteration, there is a dot in the center of 3 other dots, and then there's kind of it almost looks like little Nike signs, but like upside down, that kind of go around in this circle.
Like represents wind?
It mostly just represents the four gods, is what it represents. Okay, so as you say that, sorry, I'm still trying to get used to everyone's names. Zeid. Zeid. Zeid.
Yeah.
The magistrate guard just nods his head, turns around and starts walking the other direction. And there's a second where you can clearly see him, and then you kind of look down and look at the note again. And as you look up, he's gone. Just kind of vanished almost out of thin air. Okay, we are gonna go into. Let's see. So, Shaina and James, Astrid and Delvain, you wanted to do kind of the scene together, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Who would like to start it, and where are you guys currently, and what are you doing?
I'll start it. So this customer brings in a glaive of some kind. Wait, did you bring it in like yourself?
Oh yeah, 100%. No one touches my baby.
You gonna let me fix that?
What?
You want me to fix that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not used to people touching her.
Her?
Yeah.
I'll be gentle. All right. Yeah. Okay. How'd you start working on the glaive? How'd you ship the magical glaive? What kind of work does that, huh?
Jobs.
What kind of jobs?
Work jobs.
Yep, that'll do it.
Nice work.
I do what I can. This is on my downtime. My shift starts soon, but I'm looking for work. Another job. Know anyone?
I do in fact know a person who might be me.
Tell me more.
Have you ever worked for one person before?
All my life.
Well, how
Until
would you
recently.
like to work for me instead of just you?
I'm in. Does it pay?
I can pay you.
Do you believe in justice? Do you believe in vengeance?
Oh, I believe in vengeance.
I'll work for you.
Excellent. You will touch no one's weapons but my own.
And my own.
Unless I'm looking the other way.
Okay. The same applies to me now. That's a good rule. You're smart.
I know.
I'm gonna copy what you say. When do we leave?
Kinda. You're a very nice dude. I wasn't thinking of leaving immediately. I was just gonna go back to my... Do you wanna, like, go out for, I don't know, a coffee and we can talk about this?
I pick up a gourd off my my hip. Let's walk. And I just like stride out, and I act like I'm really tall.
So really quick,
but not really tall.
before you stride out, will first of all, Astrid, will you describe your character?
So Astrid is a very important looking individual who stands very tall in completely just clad in plate armor, carrying what looks like a ridiculously large glaive that looks like it probably should be way too big for her to haul around. She has dusty blonde hair, hazel eyes, and she always has a slight scowl on her face, which is in stark contrast to this person who is now her coworker, hiree. She'll call him peer.
I quit.
I quit.
But I'll follow you around.
Comrade.
I'm hired.
Alright. Good for you.
Delvain, do you have more that you need to say?
Oh, no.
Do you want me to do the same?
Yes, please. Describe Delvain.
Delvain is a half-elf. While he strides out like he is tall, he's only like 5'8". But he acts like he's 6'5", you know, and he just kind of swaths out with this big, tarnished silver mane. It's like a mullet. He's got dark grayish purple skin. He has amethyst pink eyes, a little bit of that like albino look to his eyes. And he goes out there and he starts equipping some of his armors and such. He does have a suit of plate mail, but he just throws it on his back. He has a kite shield that stands almost as tall as he does. Throws that on his back. He's got the gourd of coffee, of course. He takes a big swig, hand that to you. But I wrote a little dandy for you real quick. Oh, yeah, mate. Sorry, you had to hear that. If you can bear to keep your gaze on his amethyst eyes while he slaves away at the smithy, his tarnished silver hair drips with the sweat of honest work. Away from the head of the forge, Delvain's gaze never sours from a stern demeanor, always moving to the next job. Standing proudly in knight's armor with flowing purple robes, a heavy black and silvered mace appears to be his trusty weapon. Dressed in the robes of Iuna, that's his god, he performs all manner of small miracles and pursues the doers of evil, no matter where they hide. Upon his trusty warhorse, Rel. That's all I got.
I'm just imagining you actually saying this out loud.
I'm probably describing that to you and anyone around me.
In the third person.
Yeah.
I like the idea of you like, hold on, and you pull out a piece of paper and then read that to her.
Yeah. You know what? Can I do a performance on that?
Yeah, why don't you?
This is
Absolutely.
the equivalent of your card.
Yes, I'm so good.
Please fail so fucking hard.
15?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of. He says all of this to you, like in a weird way, like a poem that he wrote about himself to you to impress you.
Potential employer poem number 1.
And like,
Letter.
it kind of worked. You kind of appreciate the initiative.
Wow, you're a real go-getter.
I'm writing that down. I do my best. I always think of a way out of every situation, or into every situation.
I'm really scared about the into the situation, but I'm interested about the out of the situation.
Follow your lead,
That's for the best.
comrade.
Cool.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, brother.
Do you guys think you're in? Trying to figure out what city you guys would be in. One of the capital cities.
Probably one of the capital
Okay.
cities.
Do you think this is the city, Delvain, that you were originally in from your backstory?
Ascendor?
Yeah.
This is where I would have worked with Otgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you want to have moved from that place?
I'll say coming back. I was probably finished something big and came back home for a while.
Okay, so you guys are in the city of Ascendor. So that's kind of how other people pronounce it who aren't from Ascendor. But most people who live here pronounce it Askendur, which is the kind of the dwarvish way of pronouncing that word. And this is one of the capital cities of Straya, and it's up in the northern mountainous region of the country. And because it's in the northern mountainous region, it is one of the it's pretty much the main hub for mining and any industry that revolves around mining. So a lot of the forging of metals and materials goes on in this city as well. As you guys walk out into the city and have this walk out of the smithery and walk out into the city and have this discussion, there's just the normal hustle and bustle of people passing by, the hustle and bustle of industry happening around you guys. And at a certain point in your conversation, the entire area quiets down to a shush, basically. And you can kind of hear whispering happening. And as you guys kind of realize this happening and you look away from each other, you see two magistrate guards standing relatively close to you and looking in your direction. Looking almost the exact same. One stands a little bit taller than the other, but they have this like brass-plated armor, red flowing cape, and you can kind of see that this armor it's well-made armor, but you can see a bunch of nicks and dings in it. It is definitely not clean armor, so to speak. You can tell these people, well, first of all, you understand what the position is. Pretty much just immediately, you understand who these people are. And you can see that they have faced their fair share of face-to-face combat with all sorts of things. And both of them are standing pretty much right next to you now as they have approached you. And almost in unison, they reach in under their cloak and pull out one of these letters, one for each of you, and they hand it over to you. You guys break the seal and read it?
Immediately. I'll read it for you.
Assignment.
I just start reading it. I can't read this one.
You read the letter, and it reads the exact same as I had read before for Zeid. Zeid?
We recognize you as one of the most capable Straya has to offer. You and a select few have been selected for a mission of divine importance. On the first day of Myrtle, prepare yourselves. Here's a Tristar coin. Have some money.
Okay.
And so,
Character.
as they wait for you to read this note, and are basically waiting for you to give like some kind of like nod of agreeance or disagreeance or whatever.
I mean, of course, I accept. It's my job.
Really quick, Astrid.
I got 2 jobs.
Just based on your history, I'll say that you've worked with the magistrate guard once or twice. You've never been assigned a job directly from a magistrate guard before. Like, this has never happened to you before. Usually, who you work for, you have someone that within the group that you work for that gives you your assignments.
She's gonna stand up a little bit straighter. It's my job.
What does Delvain
You're-
say?
I already
You're
said we
welcome
agree.
to,
Oh, okay.
to join me. Yes, we agree. We agree.
I also pop out 2 scroll containers that I actually have, and I put our scrolls in them. And boop, boop.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Spectacular.
So, let me just skip over some of my notes that I had here. We are officially moving on to Act 1. Okay. Just want to say I wrote this a while ago, so I'm hoping there's no discrepancies in what I wrote. We'll see what happens.
Discrepancies are good. It fills the comment section.
Yeah, right? How dare he make this?
The timeline's off.
Doesn't even make sense.
What should I call this scroll?
The what?
What should I call the scroll?
The scroll? Just letter from the magistrate, Tristar Magistrate.
Letter from the Tristar Magistrate.
Yes.
Okay.
Makes you 6 inches tall.
Okay. So
chill.
switching scenes here.
Different character.
It is a sunny and quiet day. Sparse clouds manage to make their way past the sun, causing swatches of shade to float over the hillsides. The dirt road you walk runs the border of a grassy meadow and the edge of a forest. A light breeze catches the grass and the trees from time to time, causing them to ripple and rattle. Late spring brings a blanket of colored flowers to the meadow, wafting a familiar and refreshing aroma of new green life. The path eventually tucks into the tree line where it splits. A few feet off of the split stands 3 cut red stone pillars with finely chiseled words. Vlanio to the north, Shaina to the south, and Vaksaka to the east through the woods. This is the crossroads where the letter told you to meet. Off in the field to the west, you can see the remains of the old Karim outpost that used to watch over this part of the trail. Now nothing more than a smattering of stone walls standing not more than shoulder height out of the grass.
What was that outpost called?
The Karim outpost.
Karim?
Yeah, Karrim.
Thank you.
Let's see. So, Shaina. Gina. Please describe, actually. So you are walking along this trail on this day. This is the day that you were told to meet at this spot. You've already received your letter, and now you're arriving at the meeting place. Will you please describe your character? Well, first of all, name your character and describe your character as you approach this area.
Okay. My character is Gary of Estwill, full name Gareth, but people call him Gary and he doesn't care enough to correct them. Doesn't love it though. He is a half elf, about 5'10", kind of pretty average height. He has long, straight, waist-length black hair. It's his whole thing. He's all about the hair. Kind of olive skin, dark eyes, wearing flowing robes. He's all about the look. These robes are fancy. And he's a scholar, so doesn't get out a ton. He's pretty skinny, a little scrawny. Yeah, that is Gary.
Okay. You arrive to the spot and you kind of look up Do you think Gary's the type of person that when he's the first to arrive and no one else is there, he's kind of nervous that he's not in the right spot? Or is he like, this is it, I'm here?
This is it.
Okay, cool. Confident, I like it. That's not me. So you arrive and you know this is the spot, and the only thing that you think of is, looks like I gotta wait for everyone to get here. So you make yourself comfortable. It is a nice spring day, a nice breeze wafts over. Probably just sit in the field for a little while waiting for the next person to arrive, which it doesn't take long before. Jeff, why don't you name your character and describe them as they approach the scene?
So 2 questions before I do that.
Okay.
Is there a road?
Yes, there is a dirt road that you...
And how tall is the grass around the dirt road?
The grass, it...
For the record, I am 2 feet tall.
Oh, no. It kind of goes from... The dirt road, it's kind of like more a couple inches to 6 inches.
Okay.
But then, like, as it goes out into the field beyond, it gets to between anywhere from 1 foot to 2 foot, and even you could probably think it probably hits 3 foot in some
Excellent.
areas.
Excellent. Okay, well, my name is Mr. George Potts. I am a Lightfoot halfling. I've got, kind of lighter skin, jet black hair, very well cut. I've got a nice beard, goatee, got a faded haircut, kind of edgy looking. Wearing studded leather armor, very light foot. He wears black leather moccasins as his footwear. Has a little bow on him. It's about this big, and
Comically huge for a...
Yeah,
gnome.
not sure how that works damage output wise, but anyways, moving on. He wears little sunglasses, those really old school, medieval looking, too small for your eyes sunglasses. So he's wearing those right now, and he's muttering. He's upset because normally he rides around on a Saint Bernard, big old dog, mastiff type thing, but we were told not to bring mounts. So he is upset because he's had to walk significant distance, so he's just kind of muttering to himself as he enters the area. You
also got this coin, which pays for any type of travel that you would like to get to this place. So do you think if you want, he can walk and be muttering and be angry, but if you want, he basically has any type of free travel to get here. So does he want to arrive in some kind of style?
No, he still has the coin.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Did you say it was a big coin?
It's probably that big for you. It's like it's probably the size of like a silver dollar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, you arrive and you see Gary kind of just chilling. How do you two make acquaintances?
On the grass looking up at the sky.
Your eyes are awake?
Yes.
Hey, you dead? Huh?
Who are you?
My name's George. Who you be?
Gary.
The G's. I like the G's are good. But so you get the same letter?
Sure did.
Odd letter.
Very odd.
Did you apply?
I did not. Did you?
No, I didn't even know you could apply.
I didn't either.
Didn't know
I
it's an
wouldn't
option.
have.
Right? But I mean, how do you say no to something like that? You just can't.
Can't.
So you
Clear
guys
calling and all.
You guys keep talking for a little bit before let's see, Astrid and Delvain start to approach. How do you guys choose to arrive, if any special way, or just walking there?
They can't be on the warhorse, right?
I mean, you could be. Well, I guess it depends. Did you tell any? I guess you could arrive on a warhorse if someone was there to take it back for you.
I hired a peasant to take it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not abnormal.
Yeah, so you're on a warhorse. Are you also on a horse?
There's room.
I guess she's just holding on to her squire, comrade.
Comrade's the only one I'm willing to settle with.
Her comrade blacksmith for hire.
So you guys are all riding on this war, like a big honking beast of a war horse. I mean, they're big, they're bolsterous, they have a lot of health because they were bred to be in war. So you guys are arriving on this big horse, and just right next to it is a small, scrawny man on a little short-legged donkey, walking along with you guys. And as you guys arrive at the location and see 2 other people already here.
Hello, travelers.
Well, son of a bitch, I should have thought of that.
That's a halfling.
I walked. So is that.
And that's rude.
I look at the reflection of you in my chest plate. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What's your name?
Mr. Potts.
Mr. Potts. I just kind of bat your hand away. What's your name?
Gary.
Pleasure to meet you both.
Mr. Potts, you have an impeccable haircut. It is wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
My employer, Astrid.
2 feet tall, man.
She has to like slightly bend down and she tries to hide it a little bit.
Oh, it's fine. I'm used to it. I know I'm short.
We're at the crossroads.
Okay.
Yes, you guys are at the crossroads.
Dismount.
Okay.
You say it out loud as you get on.
Absolutely. I just
Dismount.
grab the handler's hand, put it on the reins, and slap the horse. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh my god.
As he's, the horse just immediately turns around like the horse knows what to do.
Horse
And
is
actually the little peasant you hired is almost just following along. Like, probably couldn't do anything if he wanted to. And he was like, okay, well, I'll have it back at the stables, thank you.
Don't even respond to him. I just go back to you and say, now I can shake your hand. I apologize, master.
Appreciate it. Ignore
You see-
him.
We can't let our guard down.
Hey.
Why?
I'm just looking for danger.
Oh my god. It's nice to meet you.
You as
Please
well.
excuse him. He's trying his best.
You guys knew each other already?
He's my
We just met yesterday.
he's
It's
my
been about-
comrade blacksmith for hire, who's also been hired to do this.
By the magistrate as well.
Yeah.
What a
I have 3 jobs
coincidence.
Yeah, Astrid. Nice to meet you.
Gary.
Strong name.
Very.
Short for
That's why my parents chose it.
Geraldine.
Gareth, in fact.
Even stronger than I thought.
Yep.
Geraldine.
Okay, so it's not too much longer before I would think coming out of the woodworks to the east, Randy, I believe your character would show up next if you'd like to name him and give a description.
So,
Is that what they said when you had your baby?
no, they have to say. Never mind. So you guys see a massive shadow coming out of the forest. A hooded figure walking with fully loaded gear, like survival gear, backpack with like, you know, his sleeping bag, tents, and even some clanking pots and pans on the side, with 2 very beautiful swords sheathed to each side of him. You can't really see his face just yet because the hood has darkened his face, but what you do see is a massive white beard that comes down to about his chest, and as he gets closer, you can realize this figure is about 6'9" as he's coming towards you.
Watch out, there's an ogre.
It's an ogre.
Very thick like coat, like mountain man style garb, and he gets closer to you guys, and as he gets closer, he brings his hands up. You can see his hands, and they're old and wrinkled and brittle as he pulls his hood over and 2 pointed ears pop out and full mane white hair pulled to the back, tied to a bow.
It's gonna be an issue.
You could recognize him as a high elf. And he just looks at all of you. I assume you've all gotten the letter as well.
We're coworkers now. What's your name,
That
ogre?
is to be determined.
Determined. Got it.
Yes, we have Astrid. It's a pleasure to meet you.
My name is Ralnor. Ralnor. It's been many years since I've had to say my name.
I was about to say, like, oh shit, I can't remember.
How many years?
He keeps thinking. Not many years.
Where did you inherit your stature?
My grandfather.
Must have been tall.
Well, I don't really care about whatever mission this is, but I am curious of how they know who I am and why they chose me.
I is saying the exact same thing.
Agreed.
Have you done something to be recognized?
No.
Job's a job. Just needs to be done.
But yet
I
you're
am
miraculous
running out of my
fighters.
university.
Oh, you looked familiar.
You look like you've been
hair.
around.
I think I've seen it in a magazine.
She just looks up at her glaive. Yeah, you can say
really?
that.
I'm
I
dead
wasn't
serious.
aware, but
Is there
Not
anything I
surprised.
can
Some
like
nice swords.
climb up onto in
Black
the
Falcon
area
style, isn't
to
it?
avoid being squashed by the
Prestigious.
giant of giants?
Do you want to climb up
There
on my
are
shoulders?
3
Predator.
like metal, little metal, or not metal, like stone pillars that have the names of the towns.
Nice.
They're kind of like road signs that say this city that way.
Oh, perfect. I
But
would
there's
like,
just 3 of them with one name on each pointing in a
I would
specific direction.
like to climb up on top of one of those and sit on it.
Yeah, they don't actually stand super tall,
Are they taller than me?
but you're at least eye level with Ralnor
Perfect.
now.
Perfect.
pretty tough.
Pleasure.
He goes to shake your hand, and all of a sudden, it's like unreasonably strength that you wouldn't think would come from an old man. He like picks you completely up and like shakes you. Puts you back on.
That's a new one. He's strong.
Coffee,
Oh, yes. I'm pulling a little tin cup.
please. It's already hot too. The coffee that comes out, and it's even sweetened.
Not trying to be rude. Do you have anything that's not sweetened? Black coffee?
Yes, shabba-dabba,
Incredible.
shabba-dabba.
My eyes linger on your coffee gourd a little too. I'm like,
Don't look at my cod piece.
It's probably another
Gorgeous.
30 minutes or so
Almost said you gorge.
before hold on, Zeid. How do you choose to show up?
Well, I have wings, so I'm gonna fly.
Okay.
You hear a, you know,
you hear this screech,
circles.
Eagle! And I jump off the freaking sign and draw out my bow, like ready to shoot.
I'm gonna. I'm assuming those are like the only people I see,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna land like 10 feet away maybe,
Okay.
and just sort of like land, you know, look around a bit.
Is it a smooth landing?
I could roll for it.
I mean,
Man likes punishment.
just tell me.
Love Dedication.
Do you feel like you're kind of a awkward, like person, or are
I
you kind
will
of graceful?
say-
You an odd bird.
With it.
Yeah, well, I am an odd bird. I would probably say I've probably flown a lot that day, so it's not very gentle. So I
Okay.
guess I maybe trip once or twice.
Okay, roll a dexterity check.
So,
You're the one that put it in the thought in my mind. Like,
Don't worry, I was worried he was going to make me
oh,
find a sign.
wow. Yeah, okay, no problem there. That's a 23.
nailed. Yeah, you nailed the landing. Like,
finished it.
So that looked impressive, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, since I'm probably very hungry, I see a pile of worms. And I'm
Just
like,
there, just a pile of worms
Yeah,
chilling
just
there.
like sort of chilling. I'm like, oh my god. And I get on all my arms and I just start pecking at them. Probably not noticing the group of people that I...
So you like noticed them and then got so distracted by the worms that like they just.
Hey pal, you good?
Huh? Oh. Hi.
That's why you don't trust birds.
Hey guys.
Back up on this.
Hello. What,
I see you partake in the delicious delight of grubs like I do.
the world is my ration. My daily ration.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
So we have Barkle 2.0 and 3.0. The two that eat bugs.
Bro, bugs are so nutritious.
While you're over there,
Nutritious, sorry.
oh, you're right. Very smart. While you're over there chilling, I'm gonna offer you some coffee.
Coffee? Oh my god, thank you.
What's your name, Featherman?
How does a bird drink coffee?
Sorry. Oh. I'm Zeid.
Zeid.
I am
Pleasure to
Zeid.
meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you. What is your name?
I am Delvain. It's my employer, Astrid.
Wow.
I'm your employer.
One of my employers.
You have many employers.
No, he
That
has
is-
one now. We have to write you up a contract.
It's not as impressive.
Don't let her lies fool you.
Cool. I'll gather your names later. What must we do? What are we doing?
George?
Quickly now. What are we doing?
Somewhat.
I assume you got the letter or you wouldn't be here.
I did get the letter.
Then you know what we're doing.
I read the letter again. I pop out my scroll case, pop out the letter, and I just start reading it.
Okay. Oh.
Out loud.
Yeah, okay. All
Just
right.
while we're wasting time, I'm like, don't worry, I got the letter right here.
It does say that someone will be along to collect you
Oh, God.
when you've all arrived. But you can see that it is starting to get late in the evening now, and the sun is actually starting to set at this point.
I shall set camp. Right here.
How about I help
In the middle
you?
of the crossroads.
To the side.
Okay.
I'll help you. You'll do so good at it.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah. Be great.
Do
you always let her-
unseen servant to set up the tent. Wander off. Looking for danger.
So you hired him?
He's a really great blacksmith. This glaive is like a child. He is the only one who is allowed to touch it, to care for it.
So he's
besides
here
me.
just to maintain that.
Yes, 100%. But he also got a letter, so I guess he's here now.
Incredible.
You now all know two of my employers.
Wait, who's the other one?
My mentor.
Oh, the blacksmith.
He's a blacksmith. Is he still alive?
Cass, so you guys start setting up up camp. You guys set up tents or
10.
tent for you? Just for you or a tent for
It's a
everyone?
2-person tent, so
Two-person.
we're good.
Okay. How did the
can
rest of
fit.
you choose to stay out in the night?
Is there a tree nearby?
There are trees on the. So they've kind of set up camp already on the west side of the road. But if you go to the east side of the road, there are definitely trees. But you may be alone over there.
There's too many people right now. So I will partake of a tree.
Partake of the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Ralnor, how do you choose to?
Ralnor kind of finds an isolated spot and just kind of sets up his little setup. He doesn't have a tent or anything. He just puts his bedroll down and kind of sits Indian style on the bedroll and just kind of stares off into space and basically waits.
Okay. George, where do you?
I got invited into there.
Oh, okay. Great. And Gary, how about you?
A tent.
A tent? Okay.
Want to set the tent over here?
Yeah.
Do you guys take watch.
What?
Do you guys set up watch?
I'll take the first one. It'll be easiest for me to see.
I'll take
Being an
the second
outside
one.
guy, what kind of dangers do I know of in these areas? Leave it for me.
So are we like central to the country?
I'll tell you here in just a second. Roll a nature check.
I love it. First roll of the day, guys.
Well, no, he technically.
Son of a.
Okay, well, show him up.
It's gonna be a new koozie. Son of a.
Survival, is that what you said? Or nature? Oh,
Nature.
okay, good, thanks. That's 15.
15. So you guys are. You guys are currently in a region of Straya that's called Elthrend. In fact, you're right on the eastern border of Elthrend, which is basically the agricultural belt of Straya. The vast majority, in fact, like probably 90% of crops and farmed goods come from this region of Straya. But you guys are right on the edge of that border, and the region of Galathorn, which is the wooded region on the eastern side of the country, which is where Ralnor, you live, right? How often do you think you venture outside of where you live?
Quite often, actually.
Quite often? Yeah, you are a pretty traveled person. So Elthrend is a relatively safe area when you get closer, like, for the most part, it's relatively safe. Once you start getting to the borders is where it starts to get a little less safe. But the roads are relatively well patrolled, at least. So most travel by road is like mostly safe. But as far as things you might encounter, I mean, your mind kind of goes to like the worst things you could find out here. Like, you could see yourself finding some like type of trolls or pack animals such as like wolves or maybe coyotes or something like that. But not a whole heck of a lot. Mostly just because it's such an open area, it's hard for a lot of creatures to be in here without just being seen immediately, right? There's a decent amount of birds of prey and stuff like that too. But you don't feel like you're in a dangerous area by any means.
Okay.
Yeah. Cass, so who's taking first watch? Just you? Okay. Do you guys start like a campfire or anything like that?
Yes.
Or yeah? Do you guys sit around by the campfire at all and
Oh, I'd be chilling around it. And
chilling around?
Yeah,
Who's all?
I'd
everyone-
probably be secluded.
You're secluding by yourself? Okay. Really quick, what kind of conversations are happening by the campfire, if I could ask?
Oh boy.
You need me to fix anything?
I mean, you could always
Sharpen.
sharpen my
I sharpen all
blade.
your weapons.
You know, now that you mention something, I pull out 2 daggers that are about 6 inches long, if that. And hand them up. Hey, they could use good sharpening.
Pull out my whetstone, just immediately get to work.
So, George, you're good at range, shooting things.
I'm all right.
If you ever need a vantage point, feel free to just, I have ridges in my plate armor. I don't know if that's helpful for getting,
That is spectacular, and I clamber up and sit on your shoulder.
Spect.
This is phenomenal. You're quite tall. This is fantastic. Love it.
Here's your knives.
Oh, thank you.
Do you just chill up there for
Yeah,
a
I
while?
stay.
For a while. So you just got a gnome chilling on your shoulder for a little bit. How does George smell?
Clean.
Clean?
George is actually very, very hygienic.
Very well kept.
But he's not like, there's no cologne or like good smells either. He's just very clean.
Just clean.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
George, you smell remarkably fresh.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be found by somebody smelling your stench. It's happened before. I could tell you stories.
Someone
not
has just found you stinky.
Well, there was one time, we don't need to talk about it, but I was in the sewer, and I was then not in the sewer, and I thought I'd found a good hiding spot, and then turns out when you smell like shit, it's not hard to find you.
Genius.
And then I had to go stay in a place for a while smelling like shit because I didn't give you a shower. It was terrible. It was terrible. So I try to stay clean now.
That is fascinating and something I never would have ever thought of in my life.
So the conversation continues into well into the night, and at a certain point, all of you guys are ready to go to bed, and that's about when you take your first shift. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Can I use your dice trick?
Perception check.
I feel like I just throw it places.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that tracks. That'd be a 10.
A 10? Very nice.
Yeah,
He's excited.
that tracks for me.
It's not that hard, but makes up for it.
It is a pretty quiet night, other than the every once in a while a little gust of wind kind of and you can hear the trees in the background and the wind rustling, or the grass rustling around you in the wind, and you can kind of hear the crackle of the wood, and the fire is still kind of still burning away, and you probably, for safety's sake, try to keep the fire going throughout the night, just because it's good to be in the light, you know. But nothing really catches your ear or your eyes, as faulty as they are in the dark. And
What am I doing? I forgot my goggles, and she's going to snap them on.
and yeah, I'd say that's it's about a 2-hour shift for you, and you don't really get disturbed. You don't really hear anything. Who are you picking for the next?
She's going to crawl back in the tent. Hey, Delvain.
My eyes are just immediately awoke, like open in that mace of warning.
Yeah.
I'm just holding it like all night, waiting for you to wake me up. Just, okay,
So
I'm ready.
describe what the mace looks like a little bit.
Oh, sorry, flail.
Flail,
I got
yeah.
2 flails. One that normally is just chilling on my side, and one that I like either. Yeah, well, I guess, yeah, one on my back, which is the flail I'm holding at this particular moment. It looks very plain, except for the pommel is definitely like a gouged out eye of some kind of a monster, and it just got like stuck on there, and it kind of still works.
Oh god.
And so the eye like pops open and sees you and warns me,
Yeah.
and I wake up. Gross. I love it.
Alright. Well, it's your turn to keep watch.
You've never been safer. I don my armor for the next 10 rounds.
Next 10 rounds, so...
Can I just help him?
yeah, you help him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, come here. And then she's going to like...
Clink, clink.
It's like a Batman freaking suit up scene.
Thank you. And then I step out, do a quick spin with my other flail, sheath it, just go on patrol.
Just want the Rocky theme song to start playing.
Perfect circles. I get my horn out, ready to blast my horn if I see anything sus.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
I'm looking for you, because you're not in the camp.
No,
You're probably.
Neither's that one.
basically in the brush.
I'm trying to find those 2 hooligans. My
Again.
Oh, I should have
Yeah, baby.
dirty 20.
Oh my god.
I should have specified who to ignore and what to look for.
I get the eyeball on my mace. You see anything?
Do
Do you want to roll for stealth?
He's like it's a
I
flashlight.
don't want to be found. I am going to roll for stealth because he is scaring me.
Cass, so you are taking patrol, and you can hear very clearly the wind as it kind of rustles the grass and rustles the leaves in the tree. And you can hear very clearly and smell very clearly the burning wood in the fire. And it's a very nice and calming night. Do you think Delvain gets like a sense of calm from a nice, like, still night?
I've long forgotten the feeling of calmness.
I can believe that. And so, as you kind of say that
Out loud.
in your ear from a relatively decent distance, your elf ears hear, you kind of hear this high-pitched, almost, I'd say you have a better sense of hearing because of your elf heritage. You're almost positive that a human could not hear this sound, but it's a very high-pitched, high-frequency kind of like whistle or squeal or whine almost.
1 second while I double check my bag. What? Oh, there it is. Like a whistle.
Almost, yeah. It's just so slight.
Almost like a dog whistle.
Roll a nature check.
11.
11. Maybe kind of like a dog whistle, yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
kind of the first thing that pops into your head, like dog whistle, yeah.
Okay. And nothing else, just that weird whistle.
As you're trying to, like, you heard it once for like just a second, and as you're trying to like figure it out,
I get my horn out.
you hear it again.
Stick my ear in the small end of the horn.
Small end of the horn.
Yep.
You hear it again, and then you slightly you hear it again from the other direction, from a slightly different direction.
I run that way.
You run that way. You have night vision, right?
Yes.
What's your distance on night vision?
60.
60. 60 as if in regular light,
Yeah.
and then like another something in dim.
Oh, I guess it would be 60 dark vision and then 60 dim. I'll double check.
Okay.
I thought it was 120 for ground.
Okay, I'll go with that. 60 dark vision, 60 dim. So you run that other direction, and from the as you run that direction, you hear this snarling growl, and you stop dead in your tracks. And as you look down, there's a particularly large, long patch of grass that this dark figure starts to walk out. And at first you see the head of a snarling wolf, and then at a certain point you see the second head of another snarling wolf from the same body. It's like a wolf with two heads. And this creature, it's just so strange because it's half rotted. Parts of its flesh is missing, and you can just see bone, and tufts of fur still clinging on to some of the exposed bone. Even part of the muzzle is like just ripped away, the flesh ripped away, and bone underneath. And you can kind of see like these dark greenish, grayish, like vines that are protruding out of some of these ripped spots of flesh, and this black drool just dripping from its mouth. I need you to roll initiative.
Sick.
Boy.
Damn.
And actually, right there, we're gonna take a quick break because I gotta pee real bad.
Damn.
And then, so we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get,
Comrade.
while we're doing that, I'm gonna get us all into roll 20 and make sure it's working good before we come back into keep playing. So.
Sick.